everyone, welcome back to my Devil May Cry 4 S-Rank guide, and today I'm going to be helping you with mission 6. And in this mission we get introduced to our favorite part of the game, the dice game. But we'll get there when we get there. First of all, you're going to start off where you ended the last mission, and you want to go around before jumping down because there's a breakable that you want to destroy before you get down. But okay, once you do that, you want to jump down, and there's going to be a doorway you have to go through. And through that doorway, we're going to be fighting my least favorite enemies in the game, the cutlasses. Luckily, you only fight them twice in the game, once as Nero and once as Dante later on. Okay, but the way you should fight them, right? You want to hit them with charge shots. When they are jumping into the air and trying to attack you, try to shoot a charge shot at them because that will instantly knock them down on the ground and they cannot do anything then. But you have to attack them quickly because they will recover and go into swimming form again. Their attacks might be a little annoying to dodge. Just watch out for the red like aura on the ground, and you want to get out of the way of that, so just try your best. It might be annoying, but you should be able to be fine here. Again, you don't have to fight these enemies up until Dante, so don't worry about them. And then when you kill them, let's keep on moving. Nothing to break here really. Then once you get through the next door, we're going to be playing everyone's favorite part of the game, the dice game. So let's go through the door and let's do this. So some of you may not know this, but you can actually cheat the dice game because you can always hit the number you want. The number that is going to get rolled is always the number on top of the dice. So what I mean is if you want to roll a 2, wait till you see the 2 on top of the dice and then hit it with a buster. And to speed things up, you are actually going to want to roll a 2 here because you want to aim for the yellow circles because the yellow circles are connected to each other. So when you hit a yellow circle, you're going to go to the next yellow circle, if you know what I mean. So next up, you want to hit a 6, and dice will always go in a pattern for the number on top, and the pattern is 1 4 2 6 3 5. So if you want to hit a 6, wait till you see the 2 and then prepare to start hitting, because the second it turns to 6, you're gonna wanna smack it, because if you're too late, you might hit the next number. And I suggest that you avoid the red and purple ones, because the red ones will spawn enemies and the purple ones have a chance to teleport you to a boss fight. So you do not want to do that unless you do for some reason, you're trying to save time. Make sure you pick up that small red orb there, by the way. Okay, but next up you want to get to that yellow circle, so you want to hit a 2. So once you see the 4, prepare to hit it when it turns to 2. Then if you've done that correctly, then the yellow circle you stand on will teleport you to the yellow circle next to it, which will save you some time. And then you're gonna want to hit a 1. So again, when you see a 5, prepare to hit it, because when it turns to 1, you want to do it as quickly as possible. So just wait till a 5. I have a bit of a brain rot moment here, so just bear with me. I don't know what I'm doing, but okay. Here's a 5, and now I hit it on the 1. And now you're gonna move in, and then you're gonna face to the next yellow circle. And alright, when this is done, you're gonna want to hit a 5. So wait for a 3, then prepare to attack, and then the second it turns to 5, smack it. And then when you've done that, the walled off door should open, and then you can continue. So smack it, and then once the door opens, we're actually going into a boss fight. And it's gonna be a window. And some of you might struggle with the boss fight, so hopefully I'll be able to help you there. But okay, once the dice game ends, you want to go through the door and you will be greeted by Agnes and his window. So enter, and during this boss fight, a lot of gladiuses are going to be flying around. And obviously when they attack you, you want to dodge their attacks and not get hit by them, because also this boss does a lot of damage. You'll see what I mean in a bit. But you also do not want to kill the gladiuses normally. You want to buster them, snatch them to yourself and then buster them, lock onto the window, and then the gladiuses can actually damage the window, and that is actually the best way of attacking it. You can go in and hit the window with your sword, but I would not recommend doing that, because when he starts electrifying the floor, you might not be able to react quick enough and you're gonna take a lot of electric damage, because there's a point in the middle where you're safe from the electric floor. If you do not go back to that spot in time, you will take a lot of damage. So my suggestion is keep yourself near that spot in the middle. Do not go to the window and attack it. Just stay there, or near it or on it, and keep snatching the gladiuses and throwing them at the window. That is the best way to fight this boss, and the safest. When the floor electrifies, you obviously want to stay on the platform, but the gladiuses might try and attack you, so you can either shoot them, jump to get iframes to avoid them. If you jump too early or something, you can wait it out in the air and then hit devil triggers so that you get iframes from that. And if they do hit you, start spamming some attacks so that you stay in the air longer so you don't get hit by the electricity. You can see it does a lot of damage. I've taken a good bit of damage already. And even if you do take a lot of damage, do not be afraid, because obviously you have your devil trigger, so you can heal it off. And also the gladiuses, the ones you throw out the window, when they die, they are able to drop health drops, so those will heal you too. And like I said earlier, you can go in and hit them with your sword, but the gladiuses do so much more damage, so it's just much better to hit them with that. Your sword does not do that much damage to it. And again, if you do actually go in, you might not be able to react in time to not get hit by the electric floor. So it's just much better to stay in the middle and throw the gladiuses. And as you saw there was a couple of them charging at me at the same time. I used a charge shot to kill a few of them. That is a really good thing to do in case you get overwhelmed. And then you can just grab another one and you can buster that one. So If you do get overwhelmed, just shoot a charge shot at some of them, then you'll be fine. And then of course there's your devil trigger activation for extra iframes or your jump. And also when you're activating devil trigger, you get frozen in the air for a bit. So if you're about to fall down onto the electrified floor, you can just pop devil trigger and it will give you a little bit of extra airtime. And yeah, this boss fight might give some people trouble, especially if they just swing at the window with their swords and not use the gladiuses and keep constantly getting hit by lightning. That's why I'm always saying to just stand by the middle to not get hit by the lightning as often. You can just spam the gladiuses and throw them out the window too. And as you can probably tell by the length of the video, after the boss fight, the mission does not end. We are still gonna have a lot more stuff to do, so just get prepared for that. But at least in my opinion, this fight is the hardest part of the mission. So once we get through this, then everything is much easier. But okay, I'm almost done here. I'm trying to grab onto a gladius for my dear life to not fall into the lightning. But okay, I broke the window and that's the boss fight over. Then once the next segment starts, then you want to go right into the middle to grab a red orb cache onto the blue thing. Then before you exit the room, do a quick walk around because there's 2 chairs you can break in here to get some extra orbs, so just make sure that you do that, and then once you do that you can exit. Then once you exit this room, there's gonna be a couple of barrels on the left of the doorway, so you want to make sure that you bust those. Then once you break those, you want to walk forward a bit, and then when the camera changes, you want to turn right, there's another barrel. Then you want to hit the big blue thing so that you can open the next door, and then before you go up, there's gonna be more barrels on the left side, so just make sure that you break those and then you can go up the stairs. So boom, smash the barrel. Then once you go up the stairs, there's gonna be 2 more that you're gonna want to break before continuing through the door, so just make sure that you smash those to get the extra orbs, and then feel free to get through the door. And then when you get through the door, you're actually going to be fighting, and you're going to be fighting an Alto Angelo, which is a stronger version of the Bianco's Angelos you fought before. Now these guys are a lot tougher to get in the air, unlike the Bianco Angelos. You can just get into the back and smack them a bunch. Eventually you'll be able to get them in the air, or you can bust their shields, but it's going to take a lot longer than with the Biancos. What you can do is wait until they start flying, and then you want to jump or snatch up onto them and then smack them while they're in the air, because that's the best way in my opinion. They also have this wind up attack that they can do in the air, so when you see them charging up, you want to go back and just make sure that you avoid it so you don't take damage. But okay, when you kill the Alto Angelo, a couple of Biancos will spawn. They're a lot easier to kill, so you shouldn't have a problem with them. With these guys, you can just jump behind them and launch them in the air instantly. You don't have to beat the crap out of them beforehand like with the Altos. You can just do it right away, as long as you just get behind them. You could also smack the shield if you want. Then once you take them all out, you can continue through the level. You want to go inside this place, and then you're going to fight 2 more Bianco Angelos. So this is a bit of a smaller room, but still shouldn't give you any trouble. This is just some Bianco Angelos still. So just get behind them and start beating the ever-living crap out of them. And I suppose since this is a smaller fight, I should remind you that if you are not exceeding during your fights, then you should try and practice those. So just keep hitting the exceed button while you're attacking. Even if you don't get the right timing, I always say this, it's better to exceed and not do it well than not exceed at all. But okay, once you kill all of them, then you want to get out of the room, and then there's going to be a red orbs cache on the left. You want to grab that, and now we're going to be fighting a couple of more Bianco Angelos. So hopefully at this point you're fairly competent at fighting them. I should remind you that if you're trying to jump with one of them beside you want to watch out, because they can poke you out of the air. Or if you're doing an air combo on one of them and another one is beside you, they could always poke you out. Like that one just tried to do this to me. He missed, but he tried to poke me out of the air. And yeah, there's a good bunch of them in this room, but hopefully they don't really give you any troubles. Now this is a tip that you might find handy in a later part of the game, but when Bianco Angelos and Alto Angelos team up, they can do this wind up attack where they charge a big ball and then throw it at you. You can reflect it by shooting a charge shot at it, and that's gonna almost kill all of them. Me personally, I find it a lot easier to do this with Dante. Instead of doing a charge shot, you have to do a prop shredder. And if you time it right, you're gonna reflect the ball back at them and it's gonna kill all of them almost. But alright, keep beating them around the place, and after this fight, there isn't actually gonna be a fight for a while. Instead, it's just gonna be all red orbs. So when you kill these guys, you can proceed to the next room where we're gonna have a lot of bounce pads. So I'm finishing the last 2 dudes off here. They're both very low, so I just need to kill them and then I can move on. So when you kill this guy, you want to go through the door. There's a barrel in this room. Make sure you break it. You might have broken it during the fight. I didn't, so just smack it if you see it, and then you can go through the door. So when you go through this door, there's gonna be a gate here. You want to open it, you just need to press a button, and then you're gonna see a lot of bouncers, and you're gonna want to jump on these very carefully to not miss any orbs. So first of all, you want to jump to this platform right there after the second bouncer and smack all the barrels here. Then I proceed to fall down, but that's alright because there is plenty of time to spare. But then you want to get onto the third bouncer, and then after that you do not want to go any higher because there's another platform with a load of barrels that you want to bust up. So get on up there, smack these barrels, and then you can continue continue going up. I believe I'm gonna fall down here again because I am stupid, so just, you know, whatever. It's okay if you do, because again, there's plenty of time to spare. But alright, when you get back on the bouncers, you want to keep on jumping, and you want to make sure that the second last one before you reach the top, you want to stay on it, because there's a third platform. The barrel on the left does not give you orbs for some reason, but there's two on the right that you want to smack, and then you can go back up to the top now because you're done. And then once you get up top, you want to leave. There is a barrel at the back of there, but you already broke that at the beginning of the mission, unless you didn't. If you forgot or something, then make sure you do that before you leave. And now we're making our way to the main hallway again, where we're gonna have to break all the chairs again and grab that secret red orbs cache. So when you get out of here, get up the stairs, and we're gonna get the red orbs cache first. So what you want to do is level 3 exceed, and then do a level 3 high roller. So hit a max act or just rev it up normally. I get a max act, but then I accidentally hit a second time, so I just get angry and decide to rev it, but okay. And then I mess up because I do a streak instead. Alright, I do a high roller, then I get up and then grab the red orbs cache. Then make sure you grab all the red orbs here. And now we're breaking the chairs again. Use the gyro blade. I for some reason didn't do it again. I'm just dumb. But if you aren't using one, then just hit a max act or just rev up to level 3 and do a streak. That's gonna break most of the chairs. You're gonna have to hit some again, but still it's gonna kill most of them. Then when you destroy these chairs, there's obviously more on the other side, so you want to either hit a level 3 streak again or use the gyro blade on these ones too. So just get over there. And by the way, those gates on the side there, you do not have to break those. Those don't give you orbs. But alright, streak the chairs. So just hit the ones that you missed, and then we can continue on with the level. We're just gonna jump back up to the portrait, and then we're gonna either pick the left or the right door. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna have the same fight anyway. Just bear with for a second as Nero is struggling to hit the chair. There we go. Alright, now we can continue. So run back over there, jump up, and then just pick the left or the right way. Doesn't really matter. You're gonna end up fighting Frost both ways. I go to the left side, and then once you get out, you're gonna be outside, and you're gonna have to fight some Frost. So for Frost, as I mentioned in my previous videos, when they are in an attack animation, you can always snatch them, and then you can do what you want to them. It takes a while to launch them in the air. You have to hit them on the ground first beforehand. But yeah, when they're in an attack animation, you can snatch them. Sometimes you might be better off dodging just in case, like when they jump in the air and then do the ice formation around them. You probably want to avoid that because it's safer, especially if you want to snatch them from like right beside them. Their projectiles could be a bit annoying to avoid, so if you're not feeling comfortable but you have double trigger hit that, you'll get a bit of iframes, so if you time it correctly, you will not get hit. And then when they engulf themselves in ice, you want to destroy that as quickly as possible, because if you don't, they will heal. So you want to make sure that that does not happen. And if you want to try and buster them just like out of nowhere, they will be able to dodge it. That's why you want to snatch them first. They can also dodge the snatch, but if they're in an attack animation, then you want to snatch them and then you'll get them. And then you can buster them because they're just lying on the ground. And you see that guy over there, he's inside ice now. I rush over there to break the ice. I was too late. He broke out himself and he's got a bit of health back, which is unfortunate, but whatever. But hey, some of you will be happy to know that this is the last fight of the level. After this fight, we are just running to the end of the level and then we are done afterwards. So just kill the rest of these Frosts. Charge shots work really well against them. Make sure that you have your gun button mapped to R2, because that way you can charge your gun while doing combos, and that's very convenient because you will be able to shoot out charge shots more often. But okay, that's the last Frost dead. Then you want to exit towards that door, and then you just want to go to the bridge, and then you want to go through the door over at the bridge. And yeah, the level is basically over now. You want to go through the bridge now, go down these stairs, cross it, and then we are gonna end up in a cave. And then you just want to get through the cave, and then once you exit that, you're gonna finish the level. So get in there. You're gonna have to go through a loading screen real quick, but that's okay. Don't accidentally exit the cave like I did. That's pretty dumb, but okay. Get back in there if you did. And then you want to just go through the cave, and once you do, yeah, level over. You're gonna end up in a forest, and that's where the next level is based at. But yeah, hopefully this video helped you. Some of you might have struggled on the window boss fight, so if that's where you were struggling at, hopefully this helped you. But okay, this is mission over now. A cutscene will play here. You want to skip it to save as much time as possible, so just wait till the loading screen loads, skip the cutscene, and then yeah, the mission is done now. Hopefully you didn't struggle too much. Hope this video helped you. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, of course, leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.